One of my supervisors once told me, you need to take the lead. So to me, it simply means you need to start thinking about initiative, collaboration, and transparency.
You need to be really proactive about what you need from your supervisor and what you want to get done, because your supervisors are very busy people and they're not mind readers. So you need to be able to approach them and let them know what you need in order to be successful.
Just be yourself with your supervisors. I would advise to not try to play a role. It's tempting sometimes because we feel that, you know, these eminent researchers, we owe them to be maybe as eminent as them, or very successful in everything we undertake. This is not real life, so make sure that you talk to them about your struggles, but also the good things that you are going through, because they know what you're going through. They've been through the same thing, and they will be able to guide you through.
It's like working with colleagues, and you enter a meeting room and you discuss your results or the work that you're doing, and you should consider that interaction as colleague-to-colleague discussion where you get some feedback from your colleague or advisors in order to make progress with your research.
We actually meet at least an hour every week. Same day, same time, same place, with or without agenda.
Myself, I've been guilty a few times of not preparing, not having an agenda in some of the meetings, and that's fine. It happens. It's part of academic life to not be able to reach your goals. But I also noticed that when I was preparing my meetings, it was way more efficient, and I knew what questions I wanted to ask, which means that I had the answers that I needed to keep doing my work. So, and the times where I did not prepare, I have to say that I felt a little bit like I was wasting the time of my supervisors.
At the beginning, we had meetings every week with all of them. Then, when we start to figure out how it's going to be the work, I start to have meeting every other week with one of them and keep the weekly meeting with the other one. Then when you are in the middle of the PhD, let's say in the second year, you have one meeting every month probably, because you are working hard. You need to show the products, you need to create a graph, prepare the manuscript or one abstract, because you are going to submit something to an international conference, for example. So you need to work a lot, especially in the second year. And then the last part of the PhD, you're going to have meeting every single week, and probably more than once.
My meetings were quite structured, so we had weekly meetings of one-hour meetings. And I would come to the meeting with an agenda and a list of things that I would want to discuss. And that was actually helping keeping track during our discussion, because 1 hour can become pretty short. So if you have a lot of things to discuss, it's good to have a list of things that you want to discuss. And yeah, so it was helping to discuss and make progress and make a plan for the next week meeting, and that provides incentive to you to make sure you actually make progress every week.
I think most people are, but I'm kind of lazy. Like if I don't have anything to push me, then I'll just procrastinate. So every week I had something to discuss or present, and it just, having a structure really helped me progress. And it makes a big difference if you continue that over the whole 3-4 years. Yes, you can advance so much.
Since I'm leading up to the confirmation of candidature, right now everything is sort of focused on getting my proposal ready, getting my presentation ready, everything like that. On the weeks that I'm not doing that, I come in with an agenda saying, okay, I want to discuss maybe my plan for my first chapter or the plan for the next 3 months, that sort of things. But I found that it's been really helpful to create an agenda and send it to my supervisors before the meeting, so everyone's pretty prepared when we come in.
All beginnings are tough, so it took me a while to hang off what his procedure, what is his system for working, what he exactly want to do in the lab. because you have a lot of devices in that app, so we have to know how to use it and how the supervisor want me to use that. This is take me some time to deal with it.
I was coming into the meeting and my advisor, to me, was quite an impressive person, impressive scientist, and I was a little bit too shy to express my concerns about the work or even expressing some ideas that I would have. So I guess one of the tips I would give is to not be shy and consider, as I said before, your advisor as a colleague who you can discuss with and just express your ideas. And even if you think your ideas are probably not worth saying out loud, they're usually all good ideas to be discussed.
Maybe sending my work for feedback in too short of a time frame, and so as I said before, they're too busy. So I'm sort of learning now to give them adequate time in order to get valuable feedback from them.
I had the honor of working with very eminent people in my field, notably some pioneers, some real pioneers in their own disciplines, and that was just fantastic because I learned so much from them, from their experience over decades and decades of work in their discipline, and that was really valuable and really good.
The best thing about working with your supervisors is when you know that they are still with you, even if some of the things don't seem to work. And of course, if a paper gets accepted, everybody's happy, if you know what I mean.
I think the best thing was to not feel alone in your research, being able to interact with someone who knows what you're talking about. And also, personally, it made me, I think, a better scientist and more mature about my science, my work, but also as a person.
I think their expertise is the greatest asset to me. They have so much knowledge to give to me, but they also have let me sort of flounder, which I think is a good thing, and explore in order to better develop my research questions, and then they provide direction and guidance when I'm sort of getting off track or I seem a little bit lost.